Hi guys, this is Monica here. So tune in to today's episode. It's actually a recap of an episode that we did a few months back. It was on communication, and I feel this was a fun one. This is actually probably one of my favorite episodes so far because it deals on the style in which we communicate with our partners. So it gets good, it gets interesting, and we actually come out and say the things that we do, the bad things that we do in our own relationships. So for me, it was kind of fun getting out there, being raw, being honest, and learning from it. Anyways, or still learning from it. Anyways, guys, tune in. Hope you guys like it. If you haven't heard it yet, please do so and let us know your thoughts.
Hello. Welcome to Mama's Playground, where we talk about parenting and all things life. This is Darlene.
And this is Monica.
And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about communication in relationships.
Very important.
Very important. And so I found an article about 8 toxic phrases that you can tell your partner that will kind of show that your relationship is not doing good or it's not going to do good because they're toxic.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get started.
So, I'm going to read a little bit about this article you found.
Okay.
Very quickly, okay? It's a little paragraph. And so, this article, it says, according to a recent study by the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, communication problems were the number one reason for divorce in the United States.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
And I can understand why.
Yeah.
Right. I think everybody can. The study stated that 67, which is more than 50%, guys. 67.5% of all marriages failed because of a breakdown in communication.
Wow.
Yes.
I would have thought that finances would be on the top too. I wonder where that one falls.
I think that I always have thought it's definitely communication, the way that you speak to people, the words you choose to tell your spouse, even in other relationships, but definitely in matrimony, the words you use, the tone of voice that you use, all that can definitely affect.
It's so many aspects of it. And we're going to be going over those on this episode. And also it mentions on second place, it came out infidelity.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, and it was saying that infidelity causes communication problems, but I feel that it goes both ways because when you're having issues with communications with your partner, so many things, so many effects of that issue, and one of them could be the partner just getting tired and going to somebody else that they can communicate better
Absolutely.
with.
And it might not even be a thing of attraction. It might just be that other person is listening to you when you're not feeling listened to by your significant other. So, that being said, that being said, let's say in your own personal life, do you feel that you communicate correctly with your significant other?
Okay, Fabian, can you step out of the room for a second?
Yes, he's our video guy. If you guys seen our other episodes, he's our behind the scenes guy.
And my husband. So no, I have one thing I do is I'm very impulsive.
Okay.
And I don't know, when I have to say something or when something is bothering me, I'm the type of person that I need to get it out of my system. And I try so hard, and I'm like, not yet. He's busy. He's thinking about something else. But my impulsive self goes to the studio where he's working, and he might be writing a song, and I'm like, honey, okay, I've had this in my mind, and I'm upset because of this. He says that I say it louder than that. I say I'm Puerto Rican, and this is how I talk.
Okay.
But I would say just like, not waiting for the right time to say whatever I need to say and acting out of impulse.
And when you act out of impulse, because I could say that I'm impulsive as well, do you say things in the correct tone or do you come and attack?
Okay, Fabian, come back into the room. He should answer this one for me.
Honestly.
It depends. I can't. A lot of times I think I'm saying it in the correct tone, but again, one thing that we have is the fact that, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm a little bit louder. I am louder. And probably I think I'm saying it in the right tone, but that's not how he takes it. So it's something that I've had to work on kind of toning it down a little bit.
Yeah, because in your mind, this happens to me as well. So I relate because I'm like the fiery sign within me and my relationship. And he's more calm and more, I don't know, he's just like more boho, very soft. And
Yeah.
I'm very like loud and you know? And I think I'm not saying anything wrong. I think I'm just tackling the problem. Let's communicate. But he says that the way that I say it makes him put a wall up. And then he doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah. So, do you think that being you're Cuban American, do you think that also the fact that we're, from the coast, we're of Caribbean, do you think that that has to do with it, our tone of voice and our
I can't say that because I
sangre?
have my sister, and my sister's the complete opposite of me.
I can't say that about mine.
I know my sister. That's why I think it's personality. Like my sister, sometimes I feel like saying like, just say what you need to say and say it strong so you get heard. You know what I mean? And she's like very well, and I'm not. So I think it's definitely a personality thing.
Well, your mom is from Spain, so
Yes.
probably your
Yeah.
sister
Yeah.
got probably a calmer
Yeah.
Spanish way of
Saying
being,
things.
yeah.
I think it's just my mom is definitely calmer. My mom
you go.
actually brings me reason. So when I'm stressed or whatever, I would say my mom is probably my best friend. I tell her something, she's like, Nena, piénsalo. If you don't know Spanish, come on, think about what you're gonna say, So she tries to calm that tone.
Okay.
Because she says that I have sometimes a really harsh way of saying things.
How else do you guys communicate when you're not being loud and crazy?
That's the thing. So in my relationship personally,
By
we
the way,
have.
it's not crazy. We're just loud, not crazy.
I mean, I could be a little crazy, but that's okay. You can soften the blow. No, in my relationship, I would say because we're very opposite. We're very opposite. Okay, like I said, I'm the fire on the go, and he's very chill and very relaxed. It's hard. It's hard because we're very different. So for him, it's like sometimes he doesn't want to communicate at all, and I'm just like, we need to communicate, and he puts a wall up.
Yeah.
And is like, leave me alone. I'll get over it in the next 2 hours. Just don't talk to me. And I'm like, what do you mean? We got to talk about this. We got to say like what,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am persistent.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about that when we go through the list of the toxic phrases. But,
Yeah.
Definitely when somebody is, I need to talk about this right now. I need to talk about this
That's
right
me.
now. And me too, yeah. But sometimes that's not the best way to go. Like it's about timing, and we'll go over this. But it's funny because it's opposite with us. Because both Fabian and I would say we're both fire. So we're both like,
Okay. Right.
it's not that one is chill, and that's a good balance. That's a good balance.
Yeah, but you know what? They say opposites attract, right?
Yeah.
And then they say two people that are the same, sometimes whatever. But I really think it's a chemistry thing. So for us, it's like we're very opposite. But sometimes that can bring issues too, right? Because I want to communicate. Like, talk to me. What are you thinking? What are you mad about? Like, bring it out. And he won't. He's like, just leave me alone. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I keep on and on and on. And then he's like, when I on and on and on, he blows up. And then the fire in him comes out, and it's like,
It goes
cut.
from 0 to 100.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because you're picking.
Yeah.
It's like, the boiling pot of like tea or whatever, So yeah, I know I have to work on certain things, but
Yeah.
I think we all do.
We all do. We all do. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about the 8 toxic phrases that you should avoid in your relationship. Okay?
Perfect.
So let's go one by one.
You
First
start.
one. You want me to start?
Yeah, you start.
Okay. You don't deserve me.
Oh
I'm
boy.
going to try to act them out.
Have you done that? Have you ever said that? Like those words?
You don't deserve me. No, but sometimes we as women, we can be like, oh my God, if we weren't together, I have a list of people that would want to be with me. And that could be said, and
I,
that's actually a lie.
I feel like we could hear the Shakira song playing in the background saying, what is that?
Which one?
The last one that she just brought out.
The
There's like a
I
phrase that comes out that she says something like, shit, now I'm not going to remember.
I only know piquete. Fabian, do you know over there? Can you hear us? Can you help us?
No, there's a phrase that she says saying como que yo soy dos de 22, like I'm like 2 of 22, and then she also says something like she's a Twingo, which is like a very cheap whatever, like or she's a Casio and I'm a Rolex, you know what I mean? Like I'm better. So it's kind of like, you don't deserve me. I'm better than you. So I can kind of
Yes.
hear that Shakira song like playing in the background.
I believe that he did something with Casio, kind of like,
he
oh
did.
really? You're
Like,
gonna say this? So now I'm gonna
mocking.
go back and just like a side note, I think this is horrible. Like to bring out all your. He is the father of her children.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just think it's really bad how you're bringing like all this personal vendetta, against the father of your children through music and so public. It's sad.
I'm a 50-50 on it. I had a lot of
Okay.
people say, and then I said, you know what? She's an artist. She sings. The way that she expresses herself, she had all this hurt inside of her. And she said, you know what? F you. I'm going to just say what I need to say.
Like Taylor Swift does with every
correct,
song.
correct. I just need to take it out. So you know what? I commend her. She did it. What I feel bad about is, yes, there's kids involved, but you know what? The kids are gonna know because they're gonna know. Unfortunately, when you're in the eye, like she is, and she's up there, you're not gonna escape that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, she did what she had to do, right?
Hey, it's
But
a
you know
good
what?
song.
Her song is exactly that. Like the song basically at the end is like, you don't deserve me. I was always better. I made you who you are. So I don't know. It could be harsh.
So
That's
the
harsh.
first toxic phrase that you should not say, it's all about Shakira's new song.
You don't deserve me. Yeah, that.
Don't deserve me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that damages also like the other person's self-esteem. Like you don't feel as deserving, and I don't know. At the end of the day, you don't want to make the other person feel bad, although it happens.
Absolutely.
So number two.
Number
your
two.
turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, stop asking if I'm okay. Right? And then the person's always saying, everything is fine. Everything is fine. So it says, be sincere, no passive aggressiveness, and don't ignore problems. Take your time to come back to them, which sometimes it's hard because at least in my case with somebody that doesn't like to communicate, they like to just cut it there and say, okay, it's done, I passed the page,
Like I'm okay. It's okay.
I'm okay,
Let's
it's
let
done,
it go.
let's let it go. But for me it's like, no, because in my mind I feel that things that don't get resolved eventually build and build and build and build, and then one day 3 months later, after you've had like maybe 3 arguments or 4 arguments about something, you're gonna end up blowing up.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be
and you're
worse.
gonna bring that back to what's happening today. It's like, you know what?
Yes.
3 weeks ago, this happened, and it was something that was unresolved.
Correct.
But it doesn't go away.
Correct.
Some can. Probably, like they say, choose your battles. Like suddenly you'll be arguing over something absolutely stupid, and you know what? Let it go. It'll go away. But some you have to talk. Why do you look at me like that?
No, I'm just thinking of all the shit that I've done. Like I have been, well, not so much now because with age, I think I've calmed down. But when I was younger, boy, would I bring up things from the past. My God, like that was my defense mechanism. Like, really? Well, you know what? That year when you did, you know what I mean? Like,
man.
and I was, I'm sorry, I was a little annoying in that sense. So I've calmed down and I've
Okay.
become better with age, I want to say, and a little more mature, I want to say.
We
in
would
that
need
sense.
to ask Benji about that.
Let's go to number 3.
Number 3, you're pathetic. Either you're pathetic or just name calling the other person. It says, for example, you're mature, you're selfish. It's just calling out names. And as much as we want to do that when we're upset, it's a lot of self-control of like, don't say it. Because at the end, you don't mean it, or you might, but just be careful. Be careful how you say it, when you say it, the tone of voice. I feel that this is, we're saying everything that we need to work
Oh
on.
no! Listen, as I'm reading all this and we're thinking, my mind is like maquinando here, thinking of all the things that I do, saying, Monica, you need to work on this. Monica, you need to work on that, because obviously I'm a work in progress, especially in relationships. So, I could see that. I could see like where I have to bite my tongue, and I remember doing one time, because I've been in sales for a long time, the company I work for brought in this guy that was like a motivational guy. And even in business and in everything, he said, whenever there's an issue, wherever there's a problem, stop for a minute. There's a 90-second rule, right? And he would say, breathe, hold your air, 90-second rule before you open your mouth. You know what I mean? And instead of being so impulsive and then be like, you're freaking immature, stop and say, am I getting anywhere with saying like these type of comments? Is this going to make things worse and escalate worse? So
That's like putting yourself on a timeout.
correct, a
Basically,
timeout. But
timeout.
mentally, and if you need to walk away from the situation, walk away from it. I know it's hard. I'm the first one to tell you that. But at least try to walk away. I have a huge problem doing that. Huge.
I feel that we're
Huge.
failing. We're failing. We're gonna go to number 4, and we've already failed 3 of them.
Absolutely, yes.
So
Yes.
all right, number 4.
Number
Ooh.
4. Ooh. You see, I this one I don't do. I hate you. It's a heated moment, right? You're in an argument, and it's not really how you feel, but at that moment, your emotions are going like wacko, and you go, I hate you. Those words will stay and stick there
Yes.
forever.
I feel that at this age, when you say that, obviously it's strong, it's gonna stay. But you know who also says that? Kids to their parents.
Yes.
No,
But they're kids.
Yeah, I remember saying it to my mom. I don't remember the age I was. I was very little, and I still think about that. I'm like, oh my God, that is so far from the truth. But yeah, and I'm ready for whenever one day Luna will be upset at me and she'll be like, I hate you, and I just have to remember that I did it too, and I didn't mean it, because we do that.
Absolutely. And you don't mean it, but those words hurt.
Yeah.
And they'll stay cycling. Even if the person is very like, let's say like Benjamin, he's chill and might say, you know what? Okay, we passed the page. No, that stays there. And it's like ingrained in that person's head. And the
Yeah.
next time you get in an argument or you're mad at each other or things are in a friction, it's like, well, this person told me they hate me. So maybe there's a truth to that somehow. Even
Yeah.
if it wasn't true, there's a doubt that you create in that other person.
Again, it
know?
it works with your self-esteem, and it hurts.
So don't say I hate you to anybody.
Because I hate that word. Hate.
So next one, number 5.
Number 5, you're a bad parent. Oh, that one for me. To me, I think that one would hurt more than saying I hate you,
Yeah.
because
You take
I
pride.
take pride in, it was always my dream to be a mom, and I take pride, and I feel that I'm doing
A decent
a
job.
good job. So being told that could be hurtful. Okay, it says partners use your own insecurity and say it's your fault something happened because that's what you learned from your own parents.
Yeah.
That can happen too. When they say, oh, you spoil him, her too much. Oh, because that's what they would do with you.
Yeah.
So when that's bad, like working on somebody else's insecurities or just going and attacking the family members. That's another thing that should be a no-no.
Absolutely. I can't elaborate on that because I've never told anybody they're a bad parent. Number 6 is, I think this many ladies here, if you're listening, you can relate to this, because gaslighting, I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, okay? And if you want to, put stuff in the comments and say, no, Monica, you're absolutely wrong. This happens in both ways. But I feel gaslighting happens a lot more to like opposite. Men do it more to women. Because they say something like, you're so crazy. You're just being crazy. And like, you're like, no, because I remember, no, you're just crazy. Like, leave me alone. Like, it's that gaslighting that I think men tend to say women are crazy, that we're like all over the place. So I feel that tends to be more of men to women, but I could be wrong.
I feel that that's a word. I don't know if it's the millennials that have kind of brought it.
The gaslighting?
Yeah, the gaslighting. I had never heard about that since I started watching The Bachelor. Yes, it's my guilty pleasure. I watch it. And that's when I kind of learned what it was. And when I was reading the description, I said, oh my God, that does happen, but I didn't know it had a term.
It had a word.
So basically, it's language that manipulates or twists reality with the intent of making your partner doubt themselves. When you leave the room after an argument thinking, oh, I'm doing something wrong, I'm terrible at this, this person said this to me, that's gaslighting.
No, and they put an example here. It's like, you're crazy. That's why everything you try to do doesn't follow through, which also that's like a picking, like
Yeah.
stabbing. But I see it's because of your parents.
Again, yeah.
You know? So that's like, something like that is like hurtful. It's everything. Every time it could like bring up so many different emotions, I would say.
So, yeah, don't call your partner crazy. And then we're going to, you're so needy. Oh, and you don't want to be like, feel like you're being annoying to somebody else, that your husband is annoyed because you're there or you're asking him for a favor. But when they say you're needy, I mean, we don't have that, but I know that that's something that could happen in couples when the wife wants. Probably the husband works too late. He comes tired from work, and the wife needs that time with him,
Or just to listen to your day, what
yeah.
happened.
And then it's, I'm tired, don't be so needy at this time, I just want to take a shower and watch some TV, things like that. It's not that we're needy, it's that we love being with you.
No, we want to hear somebody's like, input or whatever. I think that's a good like point, the thing of you're so needy, because I think again, I'm going back to women, but again, it could probably go both ways. I think women tend to be more, we want to communicate. That's why when we go out with our girlfriends to dinner, or we talk and we talk and we talk and we talk, and we want to be heard. And sometimes men are like, dude, I've been working all day. Like, I don't want to hear you all day. Like, I just want to go and sit on the couch. Let me have a beer. Let me watch TV. Let me go. And in my mind, at least me personally, I'm like, but what do you mean? Like, why don't you want to talk to me? Like, talk to me.
Yeah.
So
we need to, at this point, put yourself in the other person's shoes. And for example, if you've spent the whole day cleaning the house and taking care of your kids, and then you just want your husband to come home and give you, love and
you have another adult there, like, talk to me.
And conversation and things that you were not able to talk to your kids about, or something that happened with the kids that you want to discuss with your partner. And it's not about being needy. It's about needing him at that moment, or her. Like you said, it could go both ways.
Yeah. And then if the person does decide to give you what you want, at least be present, right? Because don't pretend like you're like, oh yeah, I'm here for you, and then they're talking, and the next day
Instagram,
you're like, remember the conversation that I told you yesterday? And they're like, I wasn't really listening,
Hey, but they were there, which is fine. It's like, I was too tired. That's one thing that you got to be careful what you tell your partner also when, because if they're busy, for example, Fabian being a music producer and all that, if he's in a song and I come and I tell him something, I cannot expect for him to remember.
Yeah.
Because he'll be like, wait, I don't. So it's about also knowing when to say what you need to say in order to get a response and full attention from your partner.
Absolutely.
Number 8, and the last one.
All right, I'm going to read this one. I'm over this. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Out of here. I'm going to go for a long walk. I'm going to go get a
I'm
beer
guilty.
at the bar.
I'm guilty. I've had arguments or something, and something keeps going and we just cannot get to a point, I'm like, I'm done. I'm over this. And then what they say, which I'm not thinking this at the moment, it creates an instability and insecurity, right? Because it creates like a flight risk. Like, I'm done. I'm leaving.
You don't know when the other person is going to come back.
Correct. And that person may take it as like, this person is really on the edge of saying it's done. We're calling it quits. So I have done this because I get desesperada. Like, I want an answer. I want whatever. And I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm like banging on the table. But I was getting very passionate there. But yeah, I'm super guilty. That's something that I definitely, when it's just like a fight that just doesn't have an end, that you feel you're not getting anywhere. I need to learn to just be like, okay, let's leave it there. Let me walk away. You go walk away. Go work out. I'll go watch a movie, whatever it is, and let's just take some time apart, and then we'll meet again in the middle. You know what I mean? Versus keeping going. Yeah.
I think that's the best thing, like giving time to yourself to, chill. But also be careful that the time doesn't turn into days, because that's another thing. You know how they say, don't go to sleep if you're mad at your husband, wife?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you believe in that?
I do, but again, have I gone to sleep mad? Yes. but I do believe in it. I do believe that you should resolve
Easier
things.
said than done.
Yes, I do believe that you should try to communicate and at least try to, call, for peace, and kind of say, okay, you know what, maybe we're not meeting eye to eye right now. Maybe we're not seeing things through. Like, I swear to you, I could be a psychologist, except that I'm not a good one in my own relationship. And say, like, let's not go to sleep, man. Give me a kiss, give me a hug. Let's put it on the back burner. But it's hard because some people also, their ego gets the best of them. And at that moment, they're not going to let go, you know? So it is what it is.
Yeah, because you always hear that. Don't go to bed upset. But again, easier said than done. Because sometimes it's, you know what? If we try to keep talking about it, it's going to be another argument.
Yeah.
So sleep on it, walk away. But again, don't wait more than one day.
Do you do that though? I have a question for you. Do you start, let's say there's one argument and you're talking about one specific topic. I don't know. It could be anything from you didn't do the laundry, like you never do the laundry and you never pick up or whatever. And then it just keeps going and nobody's getting anywhere. And then other things start to come out.
Oh, for sure.
And then it's like, it's a never ending cycle. And by this point, you have taken everything, todos los trapos sucios. You have taken them out and everything is on the table. And now you guys are so, heated that there's just no getting to a common ground, and then you can last days with being resentful towards your partner.
And everything started over
laundry
over, oh, you didn't pick up your socks. But yeah, and that's why it's things that come from the past. And that's, as you were saying earlier, when you leave things unsaid, they will come back at some moment. Absolutely. They're going to come. Actually, they keep coming back. Some of them never go away. Absolutely. But yeah, we do bring things from, oh, remember that time you did the same thing? It happens.
You know what? I want to put something out there, and maybe we could put it in our description. Mm-hmm. There is this, I just started listening to them. Again, we're not affiliated to these people, like in any shape, way, or form, but like their reels that they're doing, it's a husband and wife team, and they're a coach. And they're together. They have a 2-year-old daughter or a 1-year-old daughter. And they talk about this. And all their videos, I swear to you, every time I see a video and I'm like, oh, and I send it to Benjamin. Look at it. And I send it to Benjamin. And everything makes sense. I'm not saying that these people probably have it all together. They don't. They probably have their own struggles, their own things. But their points on how to communicate with each other make so much sense if you were really to follow through on it, right? And like change the way you do things. But maybe we plug them, and I'm going to show you because I think you'll also enjoy the content that they bring out, which is good.
So they give advice on communication?
They're coaches, and they actually have a podcast too.
Oh.
So you know what? Maybe I just started listening to them maybe about a month ago, and everything they do like, she'll be in the kitchen, and then they're having a discussion, and then the subtitles could be like the way how you communicate, and then he goes, I have to show you. You have to look at it. But I think it's such good content because obviously it's things that many couples go through, and sometimes we just, it's a work in progress. You have to work on it. And lots of times we don't because life is hectic and,
Yeah, relationships per se are hard without kids. Imagine with kids. And
Absolutely.
There's so many things. We're talking about career, health, children. And then if there's not a good communication, is there a good base of communication foundation, then that's where all these problems start happening.
Yeah.
So I had to add one. This is number 9. We call it in Spanish, we say la ñapa, the extra one, the encore.
And it's Puerto Rican term?
And it's this one. It's called, are you PMSing? Did you get your period? Is that why you're acting like that? I would scream, but
yes.
I mean, that one really, and as you can tell, I go through that one because I'm very passionate about this number 9.
Oh my God. Okay. So wait, so you said that like that. And the other, I swear to you, this was the day before yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't towards me. It was me towards Benjamin. Like he was PMSing. No, he just woke up, he's tired and I want to talk and I want him to be more like, and he's just tired and he was
it on a Sunday? Because I know that on Sundays to get him out of bed is really hard.
No, it was actually, I swear to you, I think it was actually yesterday.
Okay.
So we're in the kitchen and he was all like whatever and I'm like, oh, you're being so cold, like you're not being like loving or whatever. And he's like, my stomach hurts, I'm just tired, I'm having to run to work. And I was like, whatever, are you on your period or something? Like I did it to get like a little like, and he was like,
Monica,
what?
bad Girl.
And then I said, why did I say that? And I walked away and he's like, oh, you and your comments. And I was like, yeah, you see, like, it's.
I should have done this show with Benjamin today.
Oh my God, Benjamin. Okay, here, publicly on display on this video, I'm sorry for the comment, okay? In front of everybody or the people that are listening to us.
But I believe that men do have some sort of PMS situation.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Moodiness. It's like a moodiness
Yeah.
that just.
And it happens like that, like once a month. We gotta
Maybe
study that
we kind of, maybe we don't realize it, and maybe what they feel it. It's like an animal instinct or something.
Yeah, you know how women,
Maybe.
when we spend time together, our periods kind of align?
Absolutely.
So maybe the husbands get the moodiness. See, but then they're going to say it's because of
I
us.
bet you there's a syndrome to that. I bet you we don't even know. We're going to Google this, okay? I bet you there is something that affects your spouse.
Menstruation.
Yes.
Menstruation. There you go.
Absolutely. You see, it has men.
That's it.
It makes sense.
We realize where the word menstruation comes from.
Yes. Darlene, you hit it on. You hit it.
So
Okay,
it's their
chocolate,
fault.
chocolate.
Next time they say, are you PMSing? Yes, and it's your fault. There you
Yes.
go. That's it.
We figured this out.
Plan a trip. Go on a trip. That always works.
That's true. And even if you can't go far, even if it's just, I don't know. Let's say you do have kids and it's just a night of like, hey, if you have somebody to take care of them, we're going to go to a hotel in, I don't know, we're here in Miami Beach, you know, it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes away, something of that sort, you know, and spend just some time even sitting on the beach or having a glass of wine together, like unwinding from the regular day to day.
So my question, we did an episode, the Remember Parenting in Your 40s, where
Yes.
you said that you would not leave the kids alone.
I know, that's why I looked at you.
So my question is, if Benji comes to you, okay, honey, let's go to whatever, Del Rey for a night, are you going to take the kids?
No. You see, I'm okay with that. Like the local is okay. It's like, let's go to Vegas for 5 days. Then I kind of have a hesitation, you know? But yeah.
It's far. But yeah, those moments, I believe they work. I love when it's just me and Fabian. We sit at a bar, have a beer, and then just talk about us. And it's just, and then when we get back to Luna, we're happier. We're more like in sync because we've communicated.
You rekindle the friendship because the relationship is not just about two people that are lovers or whatever. It's two people that started that you have to have a friendship with your spouse, you know, and be able to talk to them the way that you and I may go to a restaurant and have a glass of wine and just unwind.
Yeah.
I hate using the word should because nothing is a should, but you would want to have that relationship with your significant other, you know?
You can talk about everything.
Yeah.
At times he tells me, I'm not your girlfriend because I'll be really literally talking about everything. And he's like, those things you can keep to your girlfriends.
Too much information, TMI.
And that's important also in a relationship. If he's doing his things and for our husbands, they go to soccer and that's their time to be
Unwind.
with the guys and all the testosterone and everything. And then for us to have our girls' night out and then we get home and we talk about it and it's a beautiful life.
Absolutely. And then you come out of dinner and you're like, yes, okay, so I'm like de-stressed. It was a therapy session.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about other good things that we can do. One is avoid the silent treatment. Again, bringing up past mistakes, yelling or screaming. Okay, next.
Walking away.
Sarcasms and put downs, and then disrespectful nonverbal behavior, like when you're rolling your eyes or you're like giving the hand, like whatever, or that sort of things. It's little things that we can avoid.
By the way, wait, don't even scroll up yet. Hold on, because Darlene came up with her own quote. And like, if you see this pad here, you'll see that she put my quote, laugh out loud. She has, don't be impulsive in your responses. I think she was trying to tell herself something when she wrote that.
I thought it rhymed when I wrote it. And then now that you're reading it out loud, it doesn't. But still, I like it. Don't be impulsive in your responses. So basically, if you want to immediately respond and defend yourself, because at times, they're talking and you're not even listening to what they're saying. You're just already thinking about what you're going to respond. And I'm guilty as charged. Oh my God, after we leave here today, Fabian's going to be like, oh, you see, you're guilty. So yeah, don't be impulsive. Think about what you want to say before you respond. This all
Yes.
sounds so beautiful.
It does. And you know what's so
Let's see
funny?
if
We don't need a
we practice.
therapist or anything. We know exactly what we need to do. Isn't it like funny that we know
Yeah,
everybody knows exactly what they need to do? We just don't do it. So we need like a
it's just
coach or
hard.
somebody in our head always telling us like, "Hey, stop." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we
So
get an automatic pilot.
for sure, we're gonna put on our description of the show. We're gonna put a link of this thing that we wrote. No, not what we wrote, of the research that
Yeah,
we found.
the
And
article.
actually, we can put some notes that we did write, like my beautiful quote. We'll put it there for you guys to read and just go back to it. And when you're like upset, because that could help a lot of situations where the communication between two
Yes.
explode. So, three things people in healthy relationships do. Using I statements. Don't point out your partner's fault. Talk about your own experience, feelings, perceptions, and observations. So instead of saying, you did this, you didn't do this, no, it's good. I feel this.
I'm
I,
good
yeah,
at this. Yeah.
really?
I am.
Okay,
Believe
how
it or
do you
not.
do it? How do you do it?
Believe it or not, like when I've gotten in little arguments or whatever, and then I walk away because I have to walk away because if not, forget about it. If I walk away and I marinate what I just said or whatever, and I sit there and I go, you know what? Let me go back. I've done it. I have. I promise. I have. I come back and I say, you know what? It's really me. It's not like a condescending thing. It's like I, how do I say it? Like it's me. Like I
I'm having
shouldn't.
a hard day.
I'm having a hard day. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm actually very keen on saying I'm sorry. And when I say I'm sorry to anybody or to Benjamin, let's say, I truly mean it. Like I've truly excuse me, and thought to myself like, I fucked up. You know what I mean? I
That's very good.
so I haven't had that's come with age. I never used to say I'm sorry. Now with time I say I'm sorry, even to my kids. When I have screamed and I've gotten out of tone and I realize, I'll go and I say, you know what, baby, I'm sorry.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, mommy didn't mean to make you feel that way. Like I love you. It's just that today you were really like just getting on my nerves. So I've learned to say I'm sorry.
And you know that, yeah, you should be able to tell that to your kids as well.
Yeah.
And because that also teaches them. I was reading this article where they were saying, like, don't tell the kids what to do. They lead by example.
Yeah.
You start doing those things. I think that you have to talk to kids as you talk to adults.
Yeah.
I mean, depends what you want to say. So that was actually one of the things that people in her healthy relationships do. They're able to say, I'm sorry. They take responsibility for their actions. So good job, Monica.
I know. Wow, I got a brownie point. And all this whole entire like tens, bullet points. I got one brownie point.
So another one, the third one, say thank you. Like learn how to say thank you, and because that always feels good to know that somebody appreciates what you're doing.
Do you
especially
say
as a
thank
mom.
you?
Yes.
Do you?
Do I, Fabian? Do I say thank you? Okay,
Yeah,
I
okay.
say thank you. And so yeah, it's those are three things that are healthy, and there's so many more. It's so many more. Every relationship is different. At the end of the day, just know what your partner needs. Knowing their needs and all that. That's very
And
important.
working on it. It's definitely trial and error, trial and error.
Yep. Leave notes for each other. I love that.
Benjamin did that for me.
Yes.
Does Fabian have you done that?
Oh my God, 1,000 times.
That's
Like if
cute.
sometimes we
Yeah.
share the car, so I'll get in the car and I have an audition and he'll be like, good luck.
Aw.
Things like that. Or if he's going to travel, like I'll kind of like slip a note with gummy bears, which he loves, in his suitcase.
That's cute.
So yeah, those little things are good. And then checking up on each other like throughout the day, or just like a simple text saying, hey baby, thinking about you. He's at work, you're at work, it's going to be hours before you see each other. When you see each other, it might be chaos with the
you
kids
might be
running around the
stressed.
house, they're stressed. But that little text message with like 3 words, whatever, that right there, I love that. Like it kind of gives you that boost,
That's
that
some,
love boost that will stay with
and
you
it's something
for the
so
entire
simple.
day. Yeah.
It's something so simple. Like I remember a day going to work. Benjamin packed my lunch for me, and when I got to work, I had no clue. I go to eat lunch. I open up my lunchbox, and there was a little note that says "I love you" with like a little heart sticking onto my
Oh my
to my
gosh.
whatever, the container for food. And I was like, oh, like those little things actually, like, I don't know, it makes you feel special. It makes you feel loved, and it's something so simple and free, and you don't have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
And then you
significant.
go and you ask him if he's PMSing. That's beautiful, Monica. Good job.
Okay, so I lost like 5 points there. I'm -4 now.
Oh my God. Okay, so what has been the takeaway out of this episode on communication? Let's go step by step. I think that we need to really focus on everything we talked about and practice it at home and see how your relationship can improve. That brings us to the end of this episode. It's been a lot of
Yes.
fun. As always, thanks for listening to us. If you enjoyed it, please rate us, give us a review, and be sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and follow us and connect with us via Instagram.
Yeah.
And where is that?
Instagram, mamas.playground.
Mamas.playground, and then on YouTube on Mama's Playground. This has been great. So
Yes.
let's go communicate with our hubby.